Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. Nice to meet you. I'd like to thank you for your participation, especially when we're in a season where it's so easy to feel limited and feel shrunk and pushed back, restrained due to the COVID-19 and all this related dampening effects from it. Despite all that, you have made your way up to this venue, this webinar, where you can actively seek out more information and also to better navigate the path to the future. So I hold that in very high regard. And I also like to thank our partner Blue Ocean for offering this opportunity for us to introduce our program to our prospective students. So without further ado, let's jump right into the contents. Nice to meet you again. I am Joo Kyung Lee from Inha University. I'm the program coordinator for the Korean language program. They would like to walk you through these contents, starting from basic introduction to early course schedule, admission process, and application documents, tuition, scholarships, benefits, and campus map. Let me first start it off with the basic introduction, which will be broadly outlining what our program is and also what our program can offer. As it's very self-explanatory from its name, we are providing the Korean language course for international students, and we're running the course from level 1 to 6. Obviously, level 1 is for beginners, and level 6 is for those who are advanced in their proficiency, but still hope to develop their language skills furthermore. So our yearly course schedule can be broken down into 4 seasonal terms: spring, summer, fall, and winter. And one seasonal term is composed of 200 hours of study, 200 periods of class during the period of 10 weeks. And one single class day is composed of 4 periods and starts from Monday through Friday. We got morning class and afternoon class, depending upon which level of course you will be belonging to. We used to plan for a field trip, cultural experience, though we haven't been able to arrange for any of these type of activities due to this COVID-19. So I hope you can understand this situation. And this is the yearly course schedule and application period. So our spring, summer, fall, and winter semester respectively start in March, June, and September and December. And we've got application period for it. So we're going to be receiving applications from December in the previous year for the spring term. And we're going to be receiving applications from March for summer term. And also the students can apply for the fall semester starting from June. And also students can apply for the program from September for the winter. Of course, there could be some minor adjustments that are made to the schedule depending on the situation. And here we've got admission process, and basically the type of admission that we have adopted for the Korean language program is document review, which means that we're going to be assessing and evaluating our applicants and examining their qualifications depending solely upon their documents. So we've got basic qualification. As for our academic, the minimum academic requirements is at high school graduation. That means we expect our applicants to have graduated from high school or have completed the equivalent level of education, such as upper secondary education. We've got general requirements such as basic capability for learning, as well as financial stability, which will be determining depending on based off of the documents the applicants provide. And the visa availability could also be an issue. So these things are the factors that we take into our consideration. And here is how the process goes. We first receive documents required, and first we're going to ask for electronic submission, which means that we're going to be asking our applicants to send those documents in the form of scanned PDF first. And after we make the final eligibility determination, we're going to be asking our applicants to send their original documents by post. So then with the documents we have received from the applicants, we are going to be conducting document review, which is basically for screening and selection purpose. And it will take up to 2 weeks. So within 2 weeks, we're going to announce the result to our applicants to let them know the result. And if we decide to grant admission to an applicant, we'll also be sending an invoice to that applicant, upon which there will be all sorts of information necessary for them to do their registration payment. And certification admission will be sent to the applicant after the payment. That will be required for their visa application. So these are the application documents. Today, I'd like you to especially look at number 3 and 4. Number 3 is bank statement. And this is the document that serves to prove one's financial capacity. So the bank statement that was issued from 1 month before the date of application is considered valid. To prevent the further confusion, I like to give an example that so the bank statement that's issued 2 months prior to your application is not going to be considered valid. And the standard of the bank statement is that the ending balance over 9,000 USD. And we are requiring 2 types of academic documents. One is diploma and the other is academic transcript. So in case your country belongs to member countries of apostille convention, who are going to be requiring apostille certification. But in case your country is not a member country, we're going to be requiring notarization and consular certification. So these are the tuitions, and for registration, starting from application fee, which is 60,000 Korean won, and tuition. So as for the tuition, there is the minimum enrollment required, which is 2 semesters. So when you first register the minimum enrollment standard applies. So you need to sign up for 2 semesters at the least. So there is a cost for insurance, 150,000 for the coverage for the period of 8 months. And pickup service is temporarily out of service, not available. And we can also offer off-campus residence, which is optional, and it could be offered to those who have difficulties finding an accommodation, booking an accommodation on their own, or with the help of others who are their acquaintances in Korea. So those students could apply for this residence, and they can simply quarantine at this residence, and also they can stay here after their quarantine. The minimum period of stay is 6 months, and the amount for double occupancy on the left and the single occupancy actually includes the deposit of 500,000. So if your contract expires after 6 months of your stay at your residence, and if you want to move out, the deposit will be returned to you. Utilities are extra. And there are scholarship opportunities for you. So there's entrance scholarship, which is only for freshman students. So freshman students who have English proficiency, such as IELTS band score 7 or above, or TOEFL IBT score 96 or above, are eligible for the scholarship, as well as those who have TOPIK score level 5 or above is also eligible for this scholarship, of which the benefit will be the 25% of the tuition waiver. And there's another type of academic scholarship based on their students' performance. So it's a scholarship given to the students who rank from 1 to 3, like first, second, third. Scholarship amounts ranges from 50% down to 20%. And here we've got benefits and advantages of studying at our institute. There are general benefits, such as we have highly experienced teaching faculty, which is very important, and which is a very important aspect that you need to consider when choosing which institute you're going to be studying. And we have the largest capacity to teach our students in Incheon area. And when students are studying at our institute, they can use convenient public transit. And also, if they reside around campus, they can benefit from reasonable living expenses, as well as reasonable tuitions compared to Seoul area. And we've got students from various national backgrounds and cultural backgrounds. So starting with your fellow students who are from diverse cultural and national backgrounds could add more fun to your study, and it could be quite a dynamic experience. And there is conditional acceptance interview, which I'd like to elaborate on the following page. This basically is an opportunity to do an interview for the students to secure their undergraduate admission in advance. And this will be announced every spring and fall semester. And it targets students who are enrolled in level 3 or above. It's conditional acceptance, so there is a condition to be met, to be fulfilled before the expected admission, which is Korean language proficiency, which will either be TOEIC level 3 or above, or language course completion level 4 or above. There are scholarship opportunities attached to this interview. So depending on how you did this interview, depending on how you appealed yourself through the interview, you could also benefit from these scholarships. So here we've got the campus map, and these buildings circled, marked with red, are the buildings and facilities that you'll be mainly using if you come to study at our institute. And here we've got the contact information. And this was it for the presentation today. Thank you for your attention, your time, and feel free to contact us via our agency, Blue Ocean. If you've got anything to ask, feel free to ask. We'll be more than happy to provide any information on anything you would like to know. I'd like to thank you once again, and I wish you all the best for everything you plan to do. Thank you.